4th place in the American League Central Division. And the Royals are atop the division. The Detroit Tigers smacked 15 team hits as they pounded the Indians 9-3.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the PFK, the show Legends League opening day kickoff box score show. Holy crap, what a day of baseball that was. We've had games going since 10 o'clock Pacific time this morning, just finished up the last game of the day here at 8 o'clock now, so almost 12. We had 10 full hours of baseball, and we finished with absolute fireworks in the NL West, which was, I think, the division of death in the National League. The Giants behind Clayton Kershaw ended up beating the Dodgers and Lou Waddell by a score of, I think it was 3-2 in extra innings. Tony Gwynn hit an RBI triple in the top of 10, and then Rob Nen came in to slam the door, gets 2 quick outs, and then Paul Goldschmidt sends one way deep out to center. And Willie Mays running backwards for the San Francisco Giants scales the wall and brings it back with a walk-off home run, Rob. Oh, man, what a fantastic way to end an amazing day of baseball. Just stunned. I'm just absolutely blown away. I couldn't have scripted that any better if I tried. I love this game. It's too freaking cool. So we're going to run through the box scores for everybody else. We're not going to look at the box scores of the games we played today because you can actually go and watch those games on demand on the Twitch. The big standout surprise from today is that the cupcakes are not cupcakes at all. These are, I'm just going to start calling them the underdogs, I think. Or as somebody else said, poisoned cupcakes. Because I think these guys are going to be a lot more trouble than we thought they were once I finally got done setting up their lineups for some actual strategy. And as we see, the Yankees took down the Orioles 2 out of their 3 games to open the season. We're going to be going through these box scores pretty quick. As I've said before, I really aim to stop on each relevant screen for about 3 seconds, giving you all the chance to screenshot. Remember that you can also make clips on Twitch. There's a little icon of that snappy thing that you snap before a take on a movie set. That is the clip button. There's also a shortcut that's Alt X, like that.
And that's what's going on around
the
baseball.
AI is talking over me. How dare they? I'm gonna go and turn that off. Thank you so much for letting me know. Those assholes. Where can I find that? User settings. This is what I get for having my audio off. Audio video options. And on my thing, when I turn my volume on, there's really bad music playing. Sounds of the show. I think that's what we want to... Wait. I don't know what sounds of the show content is, so I'm going to keep that there. Turn this music all the way off for now. I think it's this inside the show broadcast feature. I think that turns it off. Please let me know if for some reason that double talking is still happening. Cool, I'm not hearing anything, and I got my volume pumped now. All right, back to the Baltimore Orioles. Alrighty, they got stymied. Can't hear you when that sounds of the show bar is down. Sounds of the show. Oh, can't hear me when the sounds of the show bar is down. Okay. Hoping everything is fixed now. If it's not, holler at me in the comments. I'm going to keep going because I can't hear what you guys hear. One of the frustrating things about streaming through the PlayStation, I really need to get my capture card set up so I can have a lot more control over it. Pete Rose did go 3 for 4 out of the leadoff spot for the Orioles. Stole a base, as did Yadi Molina. Yeah, it was Newcomb for the Yankees who went 7 innings and shut down the Orioles. No earned runs. Through 7 innings, struck out 6, walked 8. Nolan Ryan only gave up 2, struck out 9 in 7 innings of admirable work. 2 walks, 5 hits. But yeah, that 2 runs was enough for Newcomb and the Yankees to take home the win. Game 2 for the Orioles was also a loss to the Yankees, 6-4 in this one. Both teams putting up 9 hits, but the Yankees able to get some more timely hitting to bring those runs home. Home runs from Hodges, Boyer, and Nettles. Baltimore was led by Carlos Beltran in this one, who went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. And yeah, without being able to string together hits, it looks like they were just scattered all over the place for the Orioles, just not timely hitting. Hank Aaron opens his account with a home run, and Beltran also goes deep. Rafael Palmeiro, a guy who was really hot in spring training, he hit a triple. McNally gets the win for New York, 4 earned runs in 6 innings. And Lefty Grove takes the loss. Similar performance on the day. He did strike out 7 in 6 1/3. Only he did allow 7 base runners. Yeah. And then the Orioles were victorious in the finale of the series on Sunday. They won this one 9-3, scoring 8 runs in the bottom of 4. Pete Rose, 3 RBIs. Pedroia, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Walks from Prince Fielder, Troy Tulowitzki, Evan Longoria, and Yadi Molina. And everybody in the lineup touched the plate at least once, except for Carlos Beltran. Yeah, that's it. Everybody else touched the plate. That's fun. Pedroia went deep. Rose hit a double. And Prince Fielder was caught stealing, because of course he was. Mel Stottlemyre gets roughed up, 3 1/3 innings, 8 earned runs, 11 hits, 2 walks, and only 2 strikeouts for a cool 21.6 ERA to start the year. Jimmy Key, who got removed from the rotation towards the end of spring, comes in and only allows 1 through 4 2/3. Cliff Lee gets the W with 2 earned runs through 6 innings. And a 3-inning save from Peavy. Good catch. I was going to miss that. 3 Ks in those 3 innings. Okie doke, we'll see that. I think we'll end up seeing just about every box score today. So the first game of the day today was Greg Maddux not quite showing up against the Pittsburgh Pirates, where it was all Verlander. Oh, let's look at this box score again. This was too pretty. Because Verlander goes 8 innings, 11 Ks, only allows 1 earned run, walks 4, and allows 3 hits. I think he had like 125 pitches, which is wild for the first game of the season. Tampa Bay rallies back to win Game 2, 6-1. Interested to see the pitching in this one. Mule Suttles looks like he went deep for the only run for the Pirates in Game 2 after they ran away with Game 1. Cody Bellinger led the Rays with a 3 for 4 day, knocking in 3 runs. Jim Thome drew 2 walks but was unable to score. He did drive in a run. Looks like A-Rod had a solo shot. Yep, Bellinger went deep twice in the game. Felix Hernandez takes the loss, 3 runs allowed, all earned in 5 2/3 innings, only strikes out 2, allows 12 base runners in 5 2/3. Not exactly what you want to see. James Paxton, who had been stellar in spring, gives up 3 earned runs in an inning and a third. Chris Sale looks stellar for Tampa Bay, 10 strikeouts through 8 1/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run allowed, only 5 base runners. Great start. And the finale goes back Pittsburgh's way. Pittsburgh puts up 4 early runs, and the Rays stay off the board until the bottom of 9, where they try to rally back but fall 1 run short, Pittsburgh winning 4-3. Frank Thomas walks 3 times and records 2 hits, so he's on base 5 times in this ballgame, and yet he only crosses the plate once and drives in 1 RBI. Joe DiMaggio, 1 RBI, 1 run, and he went 2 for 5 in this one. John Olerud also collected 2 hits. Home runs from DiMaggio, Thomas, Olerud, and Rodriguez, meaning all 4 were solo home runs. Tampa Bay scrapped back with a Paul O'Neill 3-run home run in the bottom of 9, scoring Buster Posey and Tony Fernandez. Fernandez having a 3 for 4 day to lead the Rays. David Cone picks up the win. He allows 3 through 8 innings, strikes out 9. Goose Gossage with his first save on the season. John Schmaltz gets the loss, allowing 4 earned through 4 innings. Only walked 1 and had 5 hits. I wonder why he got pulled. Yeah, similar performances. Definitely didn't see the pitcher pulled as early. That's odd. Strong relief from Adam Wainwright and Dallas Keuchel. Okay, on to the Blue Jays. They had a 4-game set against the Boston Red Sox, and they split the series because these cupcakes are not to be messed around with. Bresnahan with a 2 for 3 day and 3 RBIs for the Red Sox is fantastic. I'm rooting for my cupcakes. I'm pumped that they're actually performing and aren't just going to roll over. That makes me really happy. Jackie Robinson, 3 for 5 day for the Blue Jays in the loss. 3 of their 10 hits coming from him, and another 3 from Fred McGriff, who keeps his spring impressive start going here to start the season. Nolan Arenado takes 1 deep for a solo shot. Jackie did have a triple on the day, and Robinson also stole a base. Kid Nichols gets the win for Boston. And Roger Clemens shoulders the loss, going 4 2/3, allowing 4 runs, only striking out 3, 6 hits, and 2 walks. Game 2 was a victory for the Blue Jays. Just briefly looking at Boston here. Roberto Clemente looks like he hit a solo shot. Arenado 1 for 3 with a walk. He plates both times he gets on base. Parker with a 2 for 3 day. He has a ribby and a run. And Thurman Munson drives in 2 on his 2 hits in 3 at-bats. Clemente did go deep. And Munson stole a base. Good. He's still running all over the place now that we're into the regular season. He was a frequent appearance on the caught stealing part of the box scores during spring training. Tom Seaver gets the win, 6 innings of 2 earned run ball, strikes out 7, allows 11 base runners. A clean 3 innings from the bullpen behind him. They only struck out 2 in those 3 innings and only allowed 3 base runners. Game 3 was a shutout. The Red Sox were unable to put a run across the plate, only picking up a double in terms of extra base hits. Jackie Robinson, another 2 for 4 day. His opening weekend average at 416. Clemente, a 2 for 4 as well. As well for Johnny Mize. He drives in 2 runs. Triple for Mize. The big boy got around. And Clemente smacked 2 doubles himself. Parker with a stolen base. Munson and Robinson caught stealing. There's old Thurman up to his old tricks. Jim Palmer goes the distance for, I believe this will be our first complete game of the regular season. 9 innings, doesn't allow a run, 1 walk, 6 hits, and only 5 strikeouts. But who cares when you're getting it done like that? And this Boston lineup, made up mostly of old-timey players from the turn of the century, they're not going to strike out much anyway because they're focused on putting the bat on the ball. Game 4 on Sunday, the Red Sox come back and win 5-3, scoring 3 runs in the top of 7, which ended up being insurmountable. Kenny Lofton, scuffling to start the season, goes 0 for 4, draws a walk, strikes out 3 times, and does plate a run. His average sitting at 125. Clemente, a 2 for 5 day. Good hitting. Nolan Arenado, 2 for 4. Yeah, it looks like there's some guys really raking on this Blue Jays lineup. Jackie Robinson, Roberto Clemente, Fred McGriff, and Thurman Munson, and Arenado, all over 300 on the opening weekend. Clemente, Munson, and Bregman each swiping bags. Morris gets the loss, 6 1/3, 5 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and he allowed 7 base runners. Cole Hamels comes in for 2 2/3 innings without allowing a run. Into the AL Central. Oh man, the White Sox got swept by the Royals. The Cupcakes are on fire in the opening weekend. I am just really quite surprised. I thought that these guys were going to be punching bags. Eric Karros and Sal Perez go deep. Only 2 hits for the Chicago White Sox in this one. I wonder who had the opening day nod for Kansas City. I can't remember who I made their ace. Trout did walk twice. And Beltre grounded into a double play. Big game James Shields. A complete game shutout. 9 strikeouts, only 4 base runners. I feel like this is going to be one of those cases where I'm going to get like 3 waiver requests for James Shields tomorrow. And then he's going to show up on your teams and put up a 7.5 ERA immediately. Steve Carlton gets the loss even though he only allows 1 earned run through 7 innings. What a start. 3 hits, 1 walk. He strikes out 4. Tim Hudson comes in behind him and gives up 2 runs. This is bananas. That is absolutely correct. Kansas City wins game 2 11-5. Big day. Jose Bautista and Ozzie Albies with triples. Weird they put up 11 runs without a home run. This is really vintage, well not vintage, but that modern Royals team that won the World Series. It's kind of how they played, right? Adrian Beltre 2 for 5 for Chicago, showing some signs of life. He scored 2 runs. Mel Ott got 2 hits. Ernie Banks drove in 3 runs. Home runs from Beltre and Banks. Jimmy Fox and Ian Kinsler both committed errors in this one. Mike Soroka gives up 4 earned through 5 innings. And Old Pete gets the loss. 5 earned runs, 6 runs total, 3 innings pitched, 8 hits and 1 walk allowed. Only struck out 1 Royal on the day. And the final game of the 3-game set went to Kansas City 9-5. They were just raking this series. Sal Perez hitting 500 for opening weekend. Lou Brock goes 3 for 4 out of the leadoff spot for Chicago. Mike Trout gets his average down to I guess that's up to 200, going 1 for 4 with an RBI. He did not have a great opening weekend. Neither did Adrian Beltre, going 0 for 5. Ernie Banks, a 2 for 5 day. Gabby Hartnett with a home run for the White Sox. Charlie Morton picks up the win for Kansas City. And Tom Glavine gets the loss. Not a great opening weekend for that famous Braves trio of Maddox, Glavine, and Schmaltz. I think each of them got a loss on opening day. Glavine goes 5 innings, gives up 4 runs, allows 7 hits and 1 walk, only strikes out 1. Aaron Nola comes in behind him, can't record an out, gives up 3 hits. All 3 of them come around to score. Brutal. The Cleveland Indians end up getting swept by the Detroit Tigers. They were in a absolute slobber knocker of a Game 1, Roy Halladay against Sandy Koufax. There were some early fireworks, and then both pitchers really knuckled down for the rest of the game. The Tigers tacking on a couple more late. Let's see how the rest of the series played out in the sweep for the Tigers. Mickey Mantle, who's really looking like opening weekend MVP. He goes 1 for 3 in this one with a ribby and a run. He walks twice, his batting average sitting at .500, but not as good as Joey Votto right in front of him, 2 for 4 with a walk and an RBI. He's hitting .555. Robin Yount 2 for 5 out of the leadoff spot. Eddie Matthews walks twice, doesn't record a hit, but he's able to score twice because of his plate discipline. Jorge Posada hitting .428 after a 2 for 4 day. Mickey Mantle goes deep again. He hit a home run in the opener as well, a 3-run shot. And for Cleveland, they collected 7 hits, and all 3 of their runs were scored in the first inning. RBIs from Hornsby and Frank Robinson. Jason Giambi, who looked like a tough out when he was at the plate and yet didn't record a hit in Game 1. He goes 0 for 4 in this one, striking out 3 times, has yet to record a hit. And Josh Gibson is just raking, 3 for 3, his average sitting at .428. Just a black hole at the bottom of the lineup there. Jose Fernandez gets the win, 3 earned runs through 7 innings. He strikes out 9 and allows 6 base runners. Roberto Osuna strong behind him, no earned runs through 2. Johan Santana gives up 5 earned runs over 5 2/3 innings. He walked 5 and struck out 6, and plus those 7 hits, that's a recipe for disaster. The final game of the 3-game set, in which the Tigers' sweep is led by Mickey Mantle, who goes 4 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 3 runs. He's hitting .666 after the beginning of the first series. I don't know if you want to take that as a bad omen. I mean, maybe it is, but dude is raking right now. So right now he is the leader in the clubhouse for MVP. Kristen Yelich 3 for 4 with 2 ribbies and a run. Jorge Posada collects another 3 hits in his 5 at-bats. His batting average sitting at a cool .500 to end opening weekend. Mantle, Yelich, and Posada have home runs there. But so that's 3 home runs for Mickey Mantle on opening weekend. Not bad. Rough day at the plate for the Indians in this one. 2 walks from Hornsby, a walk from Brothers, and 1 from Giambi. And the only hits were collected by Frank Robinson, Ed Delahanty, Big Ed, and Omar Vizquel, who went deep. Hornsby and Brothers swiped bags. Steven Strasburg with the win, 3 earned runs through 5 1/3 innings pitched, 5 Ks, and 6 base runners allowed. CC Sabathia on the other side takes the loss, 4 runs, 3 of them earned through 5 innings. He strikes out 6, walks 1, and allows 8 hits. Big sweep by the Tigers to start off 3-0 against a division rival. We already saw them. All right, we get to see Oakland taking out the Twins. Oh, no, the Twins taking out Oakland. Wrong way around, sorry. The Twins take 3 of 4 from the Oakland Athletics to start the season. We watched this one, Vida Blue getting the nod as the ace for the A's. Andy Messersmith was just too much to handle for the Athletics, though, and they tried to rally back in the 9th inning, but were closed out. In Game 2, Phil Niekro, who was the ace before he got supplanted by Vida Blue. Looks like he had a good game, though. Paul Molitor has yet to record a hit through these first 2 games. Stan Musial goes 1 for 3 in this one. Matt Chapman, a 2 for 3 out of the 8 hole. Looks like a solo shot for him. Yep, indeed. The Twins pitching is good, by the way. I don't know half the guys on the team, but they have good pitchers. Phil Niekro went 7 innings, didn't walk a single guy, which is really admirable for a knuckleball pitcher. 2 earned runs, 5 hits, and he struck out 5. Kirby Yates allowed 2 runs in an inning and a third behind him, but struck out 3. Game 3 was a 6-3 win for Minnesota, led by Hunter Pence's 3-for-4 day with 3 RBIs. Paul Molitor gets his first hit of the spring, or of the regular season, and plates 2 runs, as well as walking twice. Musial goes 2-for-3 with 2 RBIs and a run. Bagwell picks up 2 walks out of the 3-hole, and Reggie Jackson goes 0-for at cleanup. Campanella 2-for-4. He looks strong in the opening matchup that we watched. And Carlos Delgado going 2-for-4. He's hitting .428, another spring training star, seeing if he can keep it going into the regular season. Molitor's hit was a triple. It's pretty sweet. Triples are sweet. He also swiped a bag, as did Bagwell. You don't see that too often. Did Molitor get 2 hits? No, but he walked. Okay. I was going to say, if he had a triple and a steal, then he stole home, and that's ridiculous. Oh, which Martinez is this? This is the Martinez from the Orioles with the really creepy stash. He's a super, super nice guy, like absolute humanitarian, does incredible charitable work all over the world, and definitely belongs on this squad. He gets the win, allowing 3 earned runs. Foster for the A's allows 4 runs, 3 of them earned on 7 hits. He walks none and strikes out 6 in his 6 innings of work. Liam Hendricks behind him gives up 2 earned runs in an inning and a third himself. Yates redeems himself 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts. No batters reach base. The Athletics pick up their first win of the season in Game 4 against the Twins. They win 6-3 after a barrage in the middle innings. Looks like good pitching from the A's in this one. Paul Molitor, 2-for-3, starting to turn things around here. RBI, a run, and a walk. That's what you want to see out of your leadoff guy. Jeff Bagwell goes 2-for-4 with an RBI. Reggie Jackson, 1-for-3, drives in 2. A lot of walks from the A's lineup today. Triple for Honus Wagner, and doubles for Molitor, Bagwell, Jackson, and Delgado. Steals for Molitor, Campanella, and Bell. It was Chief Bender for the A's who picks up the win. 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 5 hits, only 1 walk. Only struck out 2, but didn't really need it. Troy Percival and John Franco come in to close it out behind him, only allowing 1 base runner and no runs between the 2 of them. The Angels lost 3 of 4 to the Astros. It is really cupcake weekend here. I swear I'm not messing with anything. I'm just as surprised by this as anybody else here. Jose Reyes, a bright spot for the Angels in the loss, 2-for-3 out of the leadoff hole, 2 RBIs and 1 run in this one. Wade Boggs also collected 2 hits, and Murph recorded a run. Jose Reyes tripled and sent one over the wall. Steals for Murphy and Hill. Ken Caminiti and Jose Cruz went deep for the Astros. Brett Boone swiped a bag. Cy Young gets the loss for LA. 6 2/3, 4 runs, all of them earned. He allowed 8 base runners and struck out 5. Mike Cuellar for the Houston Astros. He's one of these guys who, as soon as he got into his ace role and was all pumped about where he was on the team, his overall rating shot up a good amount. He went 6 innings, allowed 2 earned runs, 6 hits, and 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Game 2 was a shutout. Los Angeles unable to plate a single run. They recorded 3 hits and walked 5 times. Wow, that's rare. A double for Utley and a stolen base for Betts was the only other exciting parts for the Angels. Astros just hit all up and down the lineup. I did go over the East already. Almost always start with the Orioles because that's the easiest thing for me, usually. Max Scherzer gets the loss, 5 earned runs in 5 innings pitched. He did strike out 8 and allowed 8 hits, so that's the Mad Max experience. Alrighty, Game 3. This is another victory for Houston. This was a really close one until the bottom of 8 when Houston put up 2 runs to retake the lead and then were able to close out the Angels in the top of 9. Ted Williams collects 2 hits, going 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Mike Piazza and Wade Boggs also with 2 hits of their own. And Pete Hill out of that 9 spot, 3 for 4. He's hitting .500. Bring him up. That guy needs to hit leadoff or something. Not that Reyes is doing a bad job. 2 doubles from Williams and 1 for Piazza and Hill. Having a look at the pitching here, Shohei Ohtani. Wow, he really turned it around, huh? After a horrible spring, he goes 7 innings in his first regular season start, 1 earned run, 4 hits allowed, and no walks. He struck out 9. That's a really strong performance from Shohei. Jeff Reardon gets the loss behind him, giving up those 2 earned runs on 2 hits in the 8th, only recording 1 out. Rube Marquard for the Astros. I think so this team is roughly, famous Astros and guys who cheat. All of these themes that I went with had to end up getting fudged a lot to really distribute the talent and make every team actually competitive at the same level. But a lot of the guys who are on the Astros are like guys who cork their bats. Or I think in this guy's case, he was one of the last legal spitballers. So I figure a guy who is actually a spitball specialist belonged on the Astros. Because, we're cheeky like that. All right, the Angels were really pissed off in the finale here, walloping the Astros 15-4 on 19 hits. Wow. 3 hits from Reyes, Betts, and Williams, 4 hits from Piazza, 2 from Murray and Hill, and 1 from Boggs and Utley. The only person to not join the hit parade was Dale Murphy, but he walked twice and plated a run. 5 RBIs for Piazza, 4 for Eddie Murray. It's a huge day. Piazza homered twice. Murray, Utley, and Betts each homered once. 4, 5, 6 doubles on the day for the Angels. Boggs stole 2 bases, and Murray stole a base. If you're stealing in a 15-4 win, yeah, you're pissed off. I love it. Get mad. Jose Cruz with another home run in this one. Carl Hubble goes 8 innings, allows 4 earned runs, no walks, and 5 hits. Strikes out 6 and gets the win. Cool. We saw the A's to the Mariners, who also lost 3 of 4 against a cupcake. Yeah, the cupcake winning percentage has got to be over 750. This is nuts. Seattle loses the opener 8-3 in Seattle, to add insult to injury. Edgar Martinez 2 for 4, a bright spot for the Mariners in the middle of the lineup. Griffey records a hit on opening day and scores a run, as does Edgar. Billy Williams, proving that his spring was no fluke. Looks like he hits a solo shot. Nope, just a base hit, but he also drove in a run and scored one himself and walked and struck out, just filling up the stat sheet. Acuna over 0 for 3 with a walk, no strikeouts, and Francisco Lindor out of the 9-hole collects 3 hits and an RBI and says, "What am I doing in the 9-hole?" Anthony Rendon swipes a bag in this one. The War Heroes were just stomping all over in this one. Pedro Martinez gets lit up for 6 earned in 4 innings on 7 hits and 1 walk. He strikes out 4. Drysdale gives up 2 in 4 innings behind him. Byung-Hyun Kim, a clean inning at the end of the game. The Mariners do win Game 2, 9-1. Solid offensive performance throughout. Ken Griffey Jr., first overall pick in the entire draft, goes 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs, a walk, and a run. Todd Helton, a 2 for 4. Anthony Rendon, a 2 for 4 with 2 runs. 2 RBIs for Billy Williams on a 1 for 4 day. He also scores a run. It seems like everybody got in on the action except for Frankie Lindor here. Helton and Acuna with doubles. Griffey, Helton, and Billy Williams with home runs. Good to see Griffey in the home run column so early. That makes my soul smile. Christy Mathewson, 9 innings, only allows 1 earned run, doesn't walk a single batter, scatters 8 hits, and strikes out 9 Rangers. Great day for Christy. Saturday would not prove as nice for the Mariners as they lose this one 8-1 to Texas. Ryan Sandberg struggling in the leadoff role, 0 for 4. His batting average sitting at .076 after this game. Billy Williams keeps his hot streak going, 2 for 3 with 1 RBI. Griffey also records a hit and plates a run in the contest. Lon Warnicki goes the distance, 9 innings, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 3 Ks, and 6 hits. Doc Gooden gets the loss, but pitches admirably. 3 earned runs through 5 2/3. 3 walks, 4 hits, 6 strikeouts. Steve Finley gives up 4 and only records 2 outs. He walks 2 and allows 2 hits. The Sunday finale is a absolute barn burner. 17-inning loss to the Rangers. Oh, man. Harry Heilman gets 8 at-bats in this one. Oh, a few guys got 8 at-bats in this one. Yikes. 17 innings. How many pitchers got used? Acuna in the leadoff spot goes 2 for 8, which is basically like a 1 for 4 game, right? He has an RBI and a run. Ryan Sandberg, 2 for 8 as well. 2 RBIs and a run for him. 3 for 6 from Billy Williams, hitting .437 at the end of this contest. Dave Winfield drives in 3 RBIs on 1 hit. Home runs from Sandberg and Winfield. And Acuna both swipes a base and gets caught stealing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitchers used for the Rangers. C.J. Wilson with a strong start. Ron Guidry pitches an admirable effort. Only 2 runs through 7 1/3. He allowed 6 hits and 2 walks and struck out 3. Steve Finley and Lee Smith behind him each give up 3 earned runs, which led to the Mariners' demise. It's the Rangers. We already saw the Astros. Okay, cool. We're at a half hour. Yeah, we can breeze through the NL, no problem. Okay, in the NL, the Braves turning around the cupcake curse here, taking 3 of 4 from the Diamondbacks. They did lose the opener 3-2. They scored their only 2 runs in the top of 9, and then Arizona came back and walked it off in the bottom of. Oh, let's see here. Perez. I can't even remember which Perez that is for Atlanta, because so many of these guys are just old-timey players, and yeah, I can't remember him. He goes 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Eddie Collins gets 2 walks out of the leadoff spot and records a hit. And once again, the AI management is refusing to play Charlie Gehringer out of position, and Garciaparra gets another start at short. We'll see if that continues that way. Can't really tell how they came back in the bottom of 9, but that's okay. Walter Johnson, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 hits, and 7 Ks. He does not factor into the decision. Stan Kovaleski takes the loss in the bottom of 9, trying to get... no, I don't think that he wasn't going for a save. He was trying to force extra innings there. Okay, Game 2 was a 2-1 win for Atlanta. Really low-scoring affairs here. Ty Cobb 2 for 4, Al Kaline 2 for 4. Ty Cobb has 2 RBIs on the day. Once again, Nomar gets that start, goes 1 for 4. Gary Carter a 1 for 3, hitting in the 9-hole. Home run for Ty Cobb, as well as a double for him. Garciaparra also swats a double. Warren Spahn, 8 innings, only 1 earned run, 8 Ks, 4 hits, and no walks allowed. That's a great day for Warren Spahn. And is it Robin Roberts? I think it's Robin Roberts came in and got the save. 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, did not allow a run. Game 3 against the Diamondbacks. The Atlanta Braves won this one 7-2. Both teams putting up a lot of hits, but Atlanta limiting the damage with the runners on base. Garciaparra yet another start. I think this is proving that playing a guy out of position entirely when he doesn't even have that secondary position, if there's another guy on the roster that your AI likes in that spot, they're going to go ahead and put him there. I think that is the lesson learned from this series. Oh boy, we got fireworks in our neighborhood, and my dog is going nuts. Hey Lacey, come here. Sorry, stream. I'm gonna calm my dog here for a second. Lacey, do you want a treat? Lacey, come here. We just try to make the dogs think that fireworks equal treats, so that they get excited when the big explosions happen. Yeah, but we don't have to do the big barking with it. Thank you. Okay, cool. That bought us a couple minutes. Sadaharu O goes 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs in this one. Eddie Collins drives in 3 runs. O, Dihigo, and Garciaparra all go yard. Doubles for Collins and Cobb. Bob Feller, great start. 8 innings pitched, 2 runs allowed, 3 walks, 8 hits, and 10 strikeouts recorded. Great start to the season for Bob Feller. Sunday, the bats really came alive for Atlanta, putting up 8 runs on 15 hits, only allowing 2 runs on 10 hits again. So the Braves pitching staff doing a Houdini job of getting out of trouble. Sadaharu 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Walks from him, Mattingly, and Collins. Al Kaline 2 for 5, and he played 2 runs himself. Nomar Garciaparra really making an argument that he should be in this lineup. A 3 for 4 day with a run scored. He's hitting .411. Kaline and Cobb with doubles. Dihigo and Garciaparra with doubles. Or Kaline and Cobb with triples. Sorry if I said doubles there. And Sadaharu leaves the yard. Garciaparra does commit an error in his start at short. Don Sutton, 7 1/3 innings pitched. He only allows 1 run. He walks 3 and strikes out 3 and scatters 9 hits. Great opening series for the in-game #1 ranked team. We saw the Phillies take on and lose to the Miami Marlins, the party team, in opening day. Another really close game. Whitey Ford ended up getting shelled a little bit too much in this one to hold on for the win. Looks like the Phillies salvaged 1 game, but the cupcake victorious trend is back on. Today is the anniversary of Lou Gehrig's I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth speech, so cheers to him. 2 for 4 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Ralph Kiner 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs behind him. I really like that 3-4 combo. I don't know that it gets much better than Gehrig Kiner across the league. Troy Glass 2 for 3 out of the 9 hole. That's encouraging. Gehrig, Kiner, Sosa, and Glass all leave the yard. I believe this is Ed Walsh. There's still a lot of these guys I'm unsure on. I think this is Ed Walsh. 9 innings, 11 Ks. Only allows 1 earned run and 1 walk. He scatters 6 hits. Mickey Lalich gets lit up, 5 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings. JJ Putz comes in and goes 5 1/3. Because, it's the party team. Everybody else was already hammered. Miami takes this one 8-1 from Philly on the 3rd game of the day. I have a barking dog again. Lacey. Oh, she's going nuts. Fireworks are the worst for dog owners. 1 hitter. Whoa, cool. You wouldn't expect that. Carlton Fisk does get the only hit in this one. He scores a run. Ralph Kiner drove him in and drew 2 walks, but really rough day at the bats for Philly. What the heck happened? Cliff Floyd 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs. He's one of my favorite guys that I've been putting into a lineup. I think this is Mordecai Brown. Yeah, this is three finger Brown here. 4 1/3 innings, gets lit up for 6 earned runs, walks 2, allows 6 hits, and only strikes out 2. Jack Chesbro gives up 2 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings behind him. It's Doc Ellis for Miami, going 8 1/3, only allowing that 1 hit. He does walk 6. I mean, this is really close to his famous acid no hitter, right? He's walking people, but yeah. But he's getting the job done. That's cool. Francisco Liriano comes in and closes it out. And the finale on Sunday, the Marlins win this one 4-3. Not too much offense in this one. The Phillies only record 3 hits, and all 3 of them are solo home runs. That's something you don't see every day. The only other person to reach base was Ralph Kiner with a walk. But Altuve, Kiner, and Fisk all go deep. And then the Marlins are able to put together a little bit more. Mike Lowell with 2 RBIs. 3 home runs for the party Marlins. Andy Pettitte takes the loss, 4 earned runs through 6 innings. 6 hits allowed, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Ricky Nolasco with the win. He's a surprisingly high overall pitcher. I did not figure Ricky Nolasco to be that highly rated. The Nationals take 2 of 3 from the Mets. Good to see one of our actual Legends League participants win a series here. I think this is the 2nd series win we've seen against a Cupcake, maybe 3rd. Ricky Henderson 1 for 4 from the leadoff spot with a walk. Derek Jeter goes 3 for 6, 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Chipper Jones 2 for 4. Juan Soto 3 for 5. Buck Leonard 2 for 3. And Giancarlo Stanton getting the start on his end of the platoon in right, 2 for 5. Just murderer's row in the middle of that lineup, and everybody was raking. Home runs from Jeter, Jones, Leonard, Stanton, and Johnson. That's a whole lot of power. 15 hits in this one. Ricky steals a base. Mike Mussina, who had a really strong spring, his ERA was a sub-2. He goes 8 innings, allows 3 earned, and strikes out 10, allowing 8 base runners. Mark Pryor really getting opposite results of his spring as well, allowing 4 earned in 2/3 innings. He was stellar in spring training. He only strikes out 1 and allows 4 hits. And then the Nationals drop the series finale to the Mets 7-6 in extra innings. The Mets walk it off in the bottom of 10. Chipper Jones with a 3 for 5 in this one, 3 RBIs. Buck Leonard goes 2 for 5. And Victor Martinez on his side of the platoon goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs and an RBI. Derek Jeter, Chipper Jones, and Victor all go deep. 4 RBI day for Jeff McNeil there for the Mets. Leon Day gets the start for Washington, but does not factor into the decision. He allows 3 earned runs through 6 innings pitched, allows 6 hits, 2 walks, and strikes out 5. It looks like Cannonball Jackman blows the save. Yep, in the bottom of 9. Allows 3 runs in 2/3 innings pitched, only 1 of them earned. 4 hits allowed, no walks. And then Tiant is shouldered with the loss in the bottom of 10. Moving right along, we already saw the Phillies. We'll do that on their pages. Cool, the Brewers. They took 2 of 3 from the Cubs. Opening day was a stomp by Chicago, though. They won this one 13-6. They recorded 19 hits on the day. Just everybody in the lineup recording a hit. Only 2 guys only recording 1 hit. They also walked 6 times. Rough pitching day for Milwaukee. But Milwaukee's bats were awake in this one. They recorded 9 hits and plated 6 runs. They walked 4 times. 3 hits in 4 at-bats for Lance Berkman, 2 RBIs. Also 2 RBIs from Robinson and Pujols. Barry Bonds, this was a big one that we were going to watch because his spring training was just abysmal. So good to see him start with 2 walks and a 1 for 3 day, scoring a run. Pujols, Berkman, and Robinson all go yard. Masaichi Kaneda is the first victim in this one. 8 hits through 3 1/3, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. And then Dontrelle Willis, another guy who had a really, really strong spring, he immediately comes in and turns that right around, allowing 3 earned in an inning and 2/3, 4 hits, 1 walk, only 1 K. And then Sparky Lyle, new waiver addition to the roster during spring, he allows 3 earned runs in his 1 inning. Tug McGraw also allowing a run in the game. But then Milwaukee turned it around on Saturday. They took Game 2, 5-3. Most of their runs scoring in the early going. Nap Lajoie, who was the spring training stud for the Brewers, is only hitting .111 after an 0-for-5 performance in Game 2. Barry Bonds goes... did Napoleon just Monstar Barry Bonds for the beginning? I think this is a Space Jam scenario here. And it got reversed because Barry went 3 for 3, scored 4 times, drove in 2 runs, and walked twice. Looks like the monster is alive. Albert Pujols goes 2 for 5 with a ribby and a run. Larry Walker, a 3 for 4 day with 2 RBIs. And no hits from the bottom 4 guys in the lineup for Milwaukee, though they did walk 4 times combined. Barry goes deep twice. He was just saving up his home runs for the regular season. That's what's going on there. And Barry Bonds stole 2 bases. Fantasy triple threat, Barry Bonds. I really want to play fantasy baseball on top of this league so bad. If we had like a 10-team roto league with limited roster size. I don't know if anybody else is up for a massive draft, but I sure would. Fergie Jenkins gets the win. 7 innings, 2 earned, 8 Ks, 7 hits, no walks. And a strong bullpen performance behind him. And then Game 3 to finish out the series, Milwaukee stomps in this one. 14 hits, 9 runs. They shut out Chicago, only allowing 5 hits. Napoleon gets his 2 hits in this one, 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored. He's now hitting .214. Barry Bonds gets another 2 with 2 runs and 4 RBIs. I get a feeling he went deep. He walked once as well. His on-base must be insane since he's hitting .600. Albert Pujols, 2 for 5. Larry Walker, 2 for 5. Johnny Bench, 1 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI and a walk. Fantastic offensive day all the way around for the Brewers, except for Andrew Jones, who goes 0 for 4 with 3 Ks out of the 9-hole. Barry Bonds goes deep twice. Cool. Barry Bonds really looking like he's going to live up to that first-round draft pick. Jake Arrieta gets roughed up in this one. Oral Hershiser goes the distance in the shutout for the Brewers. 9 innings pitched, 5 hits, nobody scores. 2 walks, 9 strikeouts for Oral. We already saw the Pirates. Here we have the Cardinals, who swept a cupcake. All right, that's something. They win the first one 10-8, scoring the winning runs in the top of 9. So this one was actually a bit of a slugfest. I really do like the Reds. I think they're my favorite team of the cupcakes they put together. So it should be fun to watch them throughout the season. Manny Ramirez, 2 for 4, 3 runs scored. He drives in 1 and walks once. Babe Ruth getting it going. His debut is a 3 for 5 day with 1 run and 2 RBIs. Richie Ashburn pinch runs for him and scores. I assume that would be late in the game. Yep, in the 9th inning. So then we can deduce that it was Juan Gonzalez or Biz Mackey who ended up doing the damage that won the game. Biz Mackey drove in 5 runs on the day on a 2 for 4 performance. Juan Gonzalez also goes 2 for 4 with a walk, a ribby, and a run. Home run for Babe Ruth, triple for Joe Flash Gordon, 2 doubles for Manny Ramirez, 1 for Juan Gon, and 1 for Biz. Richie Ashburn stole a base after pinch running for Babe Ruth. Looks like a great hitting day for the Reds, especially considering it was up against Randy freaking Johnson, who allows 6 earned runs in 5 innings, troublingly. He allows 10 hits, only walks 1, but strikes out 8 Reds on the day. Shane Bieber, another spring training star, goes an inning and a third in relief, allowing 1 earned, walking 1, 3 hits, and 2 strikeouts. The save goes to Andy Cooper at the back end, who strikes out 2 in a clean inning to finish it off. Game 2 for the Cardinals is a 9-3 win over the Reds. St. Louis putting up the big inning in the top of 7, putting up 5 runs. Juan Gonzalez with a 2 for 4 day, 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Biz Mackey, another 3 for 5. He's hitting .555 after 2 contests. Mark McGwire with a 2 for 4 day. Really spreading the love around here on the Cardinals. Gonzalez and Gordon go deep. And Babe Ruth adds a sacrifice fly. Flash Gordon grabs another stolen base. Luis Mendez gets the win. He allows 3 earned runs in 8 innings of work, 2 walks and 9 hits allowed. He strikes out 7. Lindy McDaniel comes in to close it out behind him. And another big run-scoring event here on Sunday as St. Louis wins the finale 13-7 to complete the sweep. They recorded 16 hits. Cincinnati recorded 8. Ichiro goes 3 for 6 out of the leadoff spot, driving in 3 runs and scoring 2 himself. His batting average sitting at .312. Manny Ramirez finishes the weekend with a .500 batting average, 6 RBIs on a 3 for 3 performance, plates 3 himself and walks twice. He was on base 5 times in the series finale. Babe Ruth goes 0 for 4, but still drives in a run. Biz Mackey, surprisingly strong opening weekend, especially since he had a rough spring. He goes 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. He's hitting .571. And Ozzie Smith goes 2 for 4 with a walk and scores 3 runs out of the 9-hole. And the pitching in this one, it was Dizzy Dean who got the win. Don't know that he deserved it, though. 6 innings of 6-run ball. Looks like he allowed all of those in the last 2 innings that he pitched. He walked 4 and allowed 5 hits and struck out 5 Reds on the day. David Wells gets the save, but again, maybe didn't deserve it. He allowed an earned run and 2 walks, though I guess he did pitch 2 1/3 innings in the save effort. Okay, closing in on the end here, just one last division to get through. The Dodgers dropped 2 of 3 to the Giants. We just saw the absolute incredible opening day game where Willie Mays had the walk-off home run rob. The Dodgers win game 2. No, sorry, the Giants win game 2, 10-5. 15 hits for the Giants, 11 hits for the Dodgers. So again, a lot of guys stranded on base. Willie Mays 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs and a run. Tony Gwynn goes 3 for 6. Barry Larkin with a 1 for 2 day with a walk and 2 runs and 2 ribbies. Manny Machado, really strong opening weekend. It looks like 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a run scored. Willie Mays goes yard. Manny Machado hits 2 doubles, and Jeff Kent adds a double of his own. Tris Speaker, electric out of the leadoff spot for LA. He goes 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and scores 2 runs. Oscar Charleston really scuffling in the first couple games of the season. He goes 1 for 5 in this one. Yogi Berra, a 2 for 4 day with an RBI and a walk. Pop Lloyd, I believe he was our batting average leader for spring training. He goes 2 for 3. His average through the first couple games up to 571, and he scores a run. Tris Speaker leaves the yard. Juan Marichal gets the win. 8 innings of 8 hit, 2 walk, only 2 run ball. Strikes out 6 Dodgers. Smith behind him, I'm not sure. Oh, Will Smith gives up 3 earned in only a third of an inning behind him. Jacob deGrom, who was scheduled as the opening day starter but got swapped out last minute for Rube Waddell. He gets the start in game 2, goes 5 innings, gives up 3, 9 hits, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. Dean Chance gives up 3 earned in his inning of work, and I'm not sure which Wood this is, maybe Wilbur Wood. He gives up 3 runs, but none of them are earned. Yes, we will absolutely see the leader stats after this and standings, for sure. Los Angeles wins the series finale 10-4. They put up 11 hits. Giants put up 8, so the damage limiting was on the Dodgers side this time. Giants really scattered their hits around with everybody but McCutchen joining the hit parade, although McCutchen drew 2 walks. Kent and Machado added walks of their own, but they really couldn't turn that into solid run production without as much extra base hits, with Mays, Cepeda, and Cap Anson supplying the only extra base hits, hitting doubles apiece. Mays and Kent added swiped bags. However, the Dodgers were rolling. Tris Speaker keeps it going, 2 for 3, scoring 4 runs and walking twice. George Brett drove in 3. Minnie Minoso drove in 2, as did Oscar Charleston. He walked twice and collected a hit. Yogi Berra goes 3 for 4 to make his opening weekend average be 583. He scores 2 runs in this one. Triple for Speaker, home runs from Brett, Minoso, and Charleston, and 3 steals for Tris Speaker. He's becoming one of my favorite players in the Legends League. Garrett Cole gets shelled. 8 earned runs allowed through 3 1/3. He allowed 7 hits, walked 3, and only struck out 2. Josh Hader comes in and cleans it up behind him, striking out 5 in 2 2/3. Will Smith with another shaky outing, walking 3 and allowing 1 earned run in his third of an inning of work in this one. Hal Newhouser gets the win, 4 earned runs through 8 innings, 8 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts, which, as many have been talking about today, that might end up being a stellar pitching performance once this league is all said and done, because this league is brutal. So we've just got the Padres left, and the Padres split a 4-game series with the Colorado Rockies. Colorado Rockies being our themed steroid-era team, which also just happened to have a lot of really cool Rockies available, with Dante Bichette, Vinny Castilla, and Andres Galarraga. Pretty sure all 3 of those guys played for Colorado at some point. This is another fun roster that I've had a lot of fun working with. Tim Raids has a promising opening day, goes 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI in the loss. Shoeless Joe Jackson, who just got moved back up into the middle of the lineup, he goes 1 for 3 and drives in 2 runs. Torriente and Mauer and Joe Morgan each get on base twice there at the bottom of the lineup. Raines and McCovey with doubles. Tim Lincecum gets the opening day start. He goes 5 innings, allows 4 runs, all earned, on 4 walks, 7 hits, and 6 strikeouts. Bartolo Colon, big sexy, coming in, giving up 1 earned run behind him in 1 inning of work. The rest of the bullpen shut it down. And then the Padres took the next 2 games on Friday and Saturday. This one was a 2-1 win. The Rockies put up 7 hits, but were only able to bring 1 home. So that means that Satchel Paige was doing work on the hill. San Diego's 2 runs came courtesy of a Joe Mauer 2-run shot in the bottom of 3rd, and that was enough to do it. Only 3 hits over the rest of the day for the Padres, though they added 5 walks to keep the bases busy. Satchel Paige goes 6 innings, only allows that 1 earned run, but he allows 5 hits and 2 walks, so he stranded, that's easy math, 6 base runners. And then he struck out 6 in the performance. Harris, Eckersley, and Fingers come in for 3 innings of shutdown ball, only allowing 2 hits, and nobody scored off of them. Game 3 was a similarly low-scoring affair, 4-2 win for the Fathers. Both teams put up 9 hits in this one. Again, a left-on-bases fiasco for the Rockies, not being able to turn these into actual runs. Andres Galarraga has a 3-for-4 day for them. For San Diego in the win, Tim Raines walks once, doesn't get a hit, and yet still scores 2 runs. Colorado did have an error, so that could explain his other time on base. Willie Wells goes 2-for-4 with an RBI. And then scattered hits from the rest of the lineup. Enough to get the job done. Doubles from Wells, McCovey, and Donaldson. Homers for Hank Greenberg and Josh Donaldson. Tim Wakefield takes the loss. Maybe it was a bad idea to put a knuckleball pitcher in Coors Field, but you know what? I'm sticking with it. This one was in Petco, and he still got the loss, so what are you going to do? Bullet Joe Rogan, the real Joe Rogan. He goes 6 2/3 innings in the win, allows 2 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, and strikes out 6. Another stellar bullpen performance. Orozco, Reynolds, and Fingers shutting it down behind him, not allowing another run. The bullpen for San Diego could be the best in the league. And then the Rockies storm back to win 10-1 in the series finale. They put up 14 hits to score those 10 runs, Bichette and Story going deep. The Padres only able to scrape together 6 hits, half of those coming from cleanup hitter Willie McCovey, who goes deep for a solo shot to collect the Padres' only run in the bottom of 4. 3 hits and 3 walks were scattered over the rest of the day, and clearly not enough to come back against a 10-run deficit, though the Rockies didn't put up half the runs until the top of 9. Home run from McCovey. Lefty Gomez allows 4 in 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And then a messy day for the lesser half of the Padres bullpen. 3 earned runs for Cueto in 2 innings, 2 earned runs for Harris in 2/3, and Colon gives up another run in his 1 inning pitched. Yeah, that's all of the box scores from opening weekend. We will be getting through Series 2 tomorrow, and we will end up seeing all of the rest of the teams that didn't play today. This is going to be one of those weird series where I'm going to try to find it here. Yeah, so like the Angels overlap and play Texas on the same day that everybody else starts Series 3. That's a thing that we're going to be dealing with throughout the season. So there's going to be some weird reporting stuff where I tell you like, oh, we're through this series, but the Angels are already a day ahead of everybody else. That's just how the schedule works out. It's too bad. But we got some really fun matchups coming in tomorrow. Quick peek at some league leaders. Here's your batting average leaders for the AL. We'll just look at these top pages just to see who the standouts are. And for the NL here, 2 guys hitting over 600. That's Barry Bonds and Mickey Mantle. Yogi Berra and Biz Mackey making all the catchers proud. As are Posada and Bresnahan. Jeez. Let's have a look. Oh, why not doubles? Doubles is a useful stat. Ted Williams and Mike Piazza up there in doubles in the early going. Ronald Acuna Jr. smacking 3 doubles too. Oh, have a look at Mickey Mantle's OPS. How about 2,483? He's already almost put up an entire win above replacement. Cool. Not bad. Here's doubles for the National League. Ichiro leading all player teams. A bunch of cupcake guys, though, really smacking the ball around here. Few guys got triples. Yeah, Mickey Mantle's got those 3 home runs, so he's leading the AL in both home runs and doubles, hence his 1750 slugging percentage. 2 home runs from Heilman, Sal, Frank Howard, Adam Kennedy, Kristen Yelich, Cody Bellinger, Brian Dozier, Jose Cruz, and Mike Piazza. In the NL, a lot more people have 2 or more home runs, with Barry Bonds leading the way with 4, Steve Finley cranked 3. And RBIs is a really fluky stat, but why not have a look? Mickey Mantle already driving in 10, and Biz Mackey driving in 9. A few guys swiped a couple bases, but Tris Speaker swiped 4, so take that. Eddie Collins leading the NL in base on balls with 6. Barry Bonds drawing 5 walks. His OBP is at 733, and I think is still lower than Mickey Mantle's. Luke Appling for the Rangers, who... Okay, yeah, he only has 16 at-bats. This guy is a platoon guy. But still, 6 walks in a platoon role. Pretty awesome. Maybe he got all the starts. 16 at-bats. Yeah, that's actually a full weekend. Never mind. On base, Mickey Mantle... and Barry Bonds, both with a 733 on-base percentage to start the year. Okay. Just Legends League things, that's all. Same with that 1750 slug. Awesome. Christian Yelich crushing the ball, too, in the early going. And then Barry Bonds, not to be outdone, is slugging 1,800. And then here's our full OPS ranks. Mickey Mantle with that 2483. And Barry Bonds, again, just got to be a little bit better. 2533 OPS to start the year. Yeah, there were a lot of really incredible offensive performances across opening day. BJ Upton getting it going. Good to see. Wins doesn't matter yet. Losses doesn't matter yet. Saves is interesting. Raleigh Fingers and Greg Minton picking up 2 saves. Al Worthington picks up 3 saves, all against the A's. So this guy and the Athletics are going to have some history. Here are all the guys who allowed no earned runs, or just 1 or 2 in the AL, and then for the NL. Hershiser, Shields, Palmer, and Carl Mays all record shutouts in the opening weekend, so it is possible for good pitching to overcome these lineups. It's just going to be rare, and it's going to be exciting when it does happen. Chris Sale leading with 10 strikeouts for the AL. A few guys behind him with 9. Including Shohei Ohtani. Again, this might be one of the more surprising things about opening weekend is how much Ohtani was able to turn around his putrid spring start into something really promising. Ed Walsh and Justin Verlander striking out 11 in the NL. A few more guys adding 10 to their total in the early going. And then we'll have a look quickly at the WAR leaders before we go look at standings, and then call it a night. The fireworks are really starting to pick up over here, even though the sun still isn't down yet, so I don't know what you're seeing other than just hearing a big explosion. And yeah, Mickey Mantle already .8 batting WAR. Cool. He almost robbed a home run too. Yep, Barry Bonds right there with him. Very fun. Very, very, very fun. To the standings. Yep, this is Bizarro World today. The Astros and Rangers sitting at 3-1 against all of our actual Legends League participants at 1-3 in the AL West. Mwahahaha is all I can say to that. Royals 3-0, tied with the Tigers atop the AL Central, and then the Twins right there at 3-1, and the Indians and White Sox in the cellar. Yankees and the Red Sox are sharing the top spot with the Blue Jays, with the Orioles and Rays scuffling. Oh, so much just cupcake glory. This is insane. Yeah, a little bit tighter packed in the NL West here. Diamondbacks losing 3. Reds get swept while the Cardinals take the lead in the NL Central. Brewers and Pirates each able to pick up 2 wins, so this looks to be this is the strongest division of Legends League participants from opening weekend. Marlins grab 3 wins to tie the Braves atop the NL East. This is going to be a marathon of a season, and I am so excited for it. Checking in with the awards race here certainly doesn't help anybody, but of course it's good to see Mickey Mantle and Barry Bonds leading that MVP race. And then a James Shields character model that looks nothing like James Shields, I'd just like to point that out, is leading for the Cy Young race in the AL. And Bob Gibson leading the Cy Young race in the NL after only one turn, not even one full turn through the rotation. And then, Rookie of the Year wants to insist on being broken and not actually take service time into effect, because here's Mark McGwire with 7 MLB service years, and he's third in line for Rookie of the Year. Well, at least I tried. Oh well. All right, y'all, that's it for Series 1 box scores. We'll be back for another full day of baseball for you tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. We're going to try to, I think it's either 6 or 7 games tomorrow, and then I will be back with a full box score breakdown tomorrow night. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Legends League is here. I'm so happy. Take it easy.